Welcome to our channel. We're so glad you're here. If you're enjoying the content, we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below letting us know where you're watching from. It's always exciting to see our community from all around the world. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our next special video coming tomorrow. We've got some amazing content lined up, and we can't wait to share it with you. Thanks for joining us, and let's dive right in. 5 warning signs your loved one may be nearing the end of life. Don't miss these subtle clues. 1. Significant weight loss, a key warning sign. One of the earliest and most revealing signs that someone may be approaching the final stage of life is unintentional weight loss. At first, it might seem subtle. Perhaps you notice that a loved one's belt needs tightening, or their clothes seem to fit looser than before. Maybe their appetite, which used to be hearty, starts to fade, and meals seem less enjoyable to them. Often, families dismiss these changes, thinking they are simply part of the aging process. But the reality is, unintentional weight loss is rarely a good sign. It's often an indication that something deeper is happening within the body. When weight begins to drop without any conscious effort, it suggests that the body is struggling to absorb nutrients efficiently. Muscle mass starts to decrease, and essential bodily functions begin to slow down. While some muscle loss can be natural with aging, when this occurs rapidly, it signals that something more serious might be at play. The body could be having difficulty digesting food properly, or it may no longer be able to process proteins as effectively, leading to muscle wasting. This loss of muscle strength doesn't just affect mobility, it also weakens the immune system, increasing the risk of falls and leaving the body more vulnerable to infections. Additionally, changes in appetite are another reason for significant weight loss. Many elderly individuals simply no longer feel hungry the way they used to. Their sense of taste diminishes, making food less appealing, and they may begin skipping meals or eating much smaller portions. This change in appetite isn't a matter of preference. It's a physiological response as the body prepares for its final stages, no longer signaling the brain to seek out food. The result is less energy, less strength, and a steady decline in overall health. Underlying medical conditions also play a role in weight loss. Chronic diseases like cancer, heart failure, and kidney disease often progress long before more obvious symptoms appear. Even mental health issues like depression or cognitive decline can lead to reduced eating, causing a downward spiral where the body isn't getting enough fuel to sustain itself. If you notice significant weight loss in an elderly loved one, especially if they're eating less, feeling weaker, or struggling to stay active, it's time to pay attention. This isn't just about appearance. It's the body sending an important message, and understanding it now can help you prepare for what's ahead with clarity and compassion. It's an opportunity to make every remaining moment meaningful, ensuring comfort and dignity as your loved one transitions through this stage of life. 2. Extreme fatigue and weakness, the body's silent warning. As we discussed earlier, significant weight loss can be an early signal that something deeper is going on within the body. But alongside this, another crucial sign is extreme fatigue and weakness. It's not just feeling tired after a long day. This type of exhaustion is different. It's a deep, persistent tiredness that doesn't go away with rest. Simple tasks, like getting out of bed, walking across the room, or even holding a conversation, can feel overwhelming. These signs are often dismissed as just part of aging, but they can be much more serious than that. When a loved one starts to experience this level of fatigue, it's often an indication that their body is conserving energy. As the body slows down and organ functions decline, energy is redirected toward the most essential systems. The heart no longer pumps as efficiently. Circulation weakens, and muscles don't get the oxygen they need. This causes a noticeable drop in energy, leaving the person feeling weak and unsteady. The activities that once seemed routine, like preparing a meal or taking a walk, now require effort they can no longer sustain. This drastic shift in energy levels can be both physically and emotionally devastating. For someone who has been independent for years, this sudden lack of energy can be frustrating and even embarrassing. They may withdraw from conversations, avoid social interactions, and lose interest in hobbies they once enjoyed. It's not that they don't care about their loved ones or activities. It's simply that their body can no longer support the energy needed for those things. The emotional toll can be just as challenging to watch as the physical changes, and it's easy to assume they're just being lazy. However, pushing them to continue with daily tasks or encouraging them to push through their fatigue can make the situation worse. This is why understanding these changes is so crucial. If you notice that your loved one is constantly fatigued, needing long naps during the day, or seems to be draining their energy faster than usual, take it as a sign that their body is going through a significant transition. Recognizing this shift early can allow you to provide them with the rest and comfort they need. It's about making sure their final months are filled with peace, support, and most importantly, love. Instead of trying to push for more activity, focus on cherishing moments, creating an environment that promotes relaxation, and letting them know they are cared for deeply. This is a time to be patient, to offer reassurance, and to embrace the remaining time you have together. SOS 3. Cognitive confusion and emotional withdrawal, a heartbreaking shift. As we've seen, weight loss and extreme fatigue are early indicators that the body is slowing down, preparing for its final stages. But there's another shift that can be even more heartbreaking to witness: cognitive confusion and emotional withdrawal. When these signs appear, they often seem to happen almost overnight. A loved one who was once sharp, engaged, and fully present starts to forget things more often. They may repeat themselves, forget names, or struggle to follow conversations. Even the simplest tasks or familiar places can cause confusion. And the hardest part, they may not even realize it's happening. At first, these changes might seem like harmless forgetfulness or simple aging. But as the body's systems begin to shut down, circulation to the brain weakens, causing the cognitive functions to decline. This process doesn't happen all at once. It's gradual, sometimes starting with small lapses in memory, but it often accelerates as time goes on. The person may even experience brief moments of lucidity where they seem completely clear headed, only to be followed by sudden, intense confusion. This cognitive decline isn't just frustrating for the person experiencing it, it can be devastating for their loved ones. Watching someone you care about struggle to recognize familiar faces or lose their ability to recall simple facts is an emotional toll. What makes it harder is that, during this phase, they may also withdraw emotionally. They may stop engaging in conversations, avoid social interactions, or retreat into silence. The person you knew, the one who loved to tell stories or laugh with you, seems to fade away, and you're left grappling with this new, distant version of them. But here's the thing: this emotional withdrawal isn't because they don't care about you. It's a result of the brain no longer processing emotions the way it once did. As cognitive functions deteriorate, the person might no longer feel the urge to express themselves or connect with others. They may seem indifferent or overly calm in situations that once would have sparked a response. This can create a heartbreaking emotional distance, leaving families feeling like they're losing their loved ones before they're actually gone. The key is understanding that these changes aren't something the person can control. It's not laziness, and it's not intentional. They simply don't have the energy or cognitive ability to engage the way they once did. Instead of trying to pull them back into conversations or forcing them to interact, the most important thing you can do is meet them where they are. Speak gently, offer reassurance, and make sure they feel your presence, even if they can't always respond. These moments are precious, even if words have faded away. By creating a peaceful, familiar environment, you can still offer comfort, love, and connection during this difficult time. 4. Frequent infections and slow healing, the body's silent battle. As we've discussed, cognitive confusion and emotional withdrawal are part of the painful process of the body preparing for its final stages. But there's another alarming sign that can often go unnoticed: frequent infections and slow healing. This may not seem as dramatic as cognitive decline or fatigue, but it's just as significant. When the body's immune system begins to weaken, infections become more frequent, and even the smallest wound can take much longer to heal. At first, you might notice that a loved one, who used to rarely get sick, is now catching every cold, flu, or infection that's going around. Simple things, like a small cut or bruise, seem to take much longer to heal. What's happening is that the body's ability to fight off illness is slowing down, and the immune system is no longer as effective as it once was. This isn't just an unfortunate part of aging, it's a clear sign that the body is no longer able to defend itself the way it once did. Infections that used to be easily managed may now become prolonged, requiring multiple rounds of antibiotics or even stronger treatments. Pneumonia, urinary tract infections, skin infections, and oral infections become more common as the immune system weakens. And here's the chilling reality: these infections don't always look like what we expect. Instead of a high fever or dramatic symptoms, an elderly person may simply seem more tired, confused, or less interested in eating. Sometimes, the first sign of an infection is a sudden decline in mental alertness, long before the physical symptoms show up. This can make infections much harder to detect, leaving families feeling helpless as they try to understand what's happening. But it's not just infections that become an issue. Chronic wounds and slow healing can become a major concern as well. A simple scratch or sore that would have healed quickly in the past now seems to linger, reopening repeatedly. This happens because circulation slows down, meaning oxygen and nutrients are no longer being delivered effectively to the skin and tissues. For those who are less mobile, pressure sores can develop, which, if left unmanaged, can lead to serious infections. It's easy to assume that repeated infections or slow healing are just part of getting older. But if you notice these changes happening frequently, take them as a signal. The body is in a state of decline, and it's no longer able to fight back the way it once did. Instead of pushing for more aggressive treatments, focus on comfort, hydrate, keep their skin moisturized, and minimize stress on the body. In many cases, providing comfort and ease is far more beneficial than trying to extend their suffering with endless medical interventions. Understanding these signs early gives you the power to act with compassion and clarity, offering your loved one the comfort and peace they need as their body prepares for its final journey. Thought 5. Major changes in breathing and circulation, the final shift. As we've already explored, frequent infections and slow healing are clear signals that the body is no longer functioning as it once did. These changes indicate the body is winding down, preparing for its final phase. But there's another sign, perhaps the most unmistakable of all: the major changes in breathing and circulation. This is where things become even more real, as the body's systems start to prioritize survival at the most basic level. It's an incredibly poignant moment for any family to witness, and one that signals the body is reaching the final stage. The first thing you might notice is a change in breathing patterns. Your loved one's breath may become slower, shallower, or more irregular. They might pause between breaths, or you might even notice that their breathing speeds up, only to slow down again. This change in rhythm can be unsettling, but it's part of the natural process. In some cases, a pattern known as Cheyne-Stokes respiration may develop. This is where their breathing alternates between deep, rapid breaths and long pauses, almost like a rhythmic cycle. These changes can be subtle at first, but over time, they become more pronounced. Another key change is in circulation. As the body starts to slow down, blood flow is no longer directed evenly throughout. You might notice that your loved one's hands, feet, or even their nose and ears feel cold to the touch. The skin may appear pale or take on a bluish or mottled appearance, especially around the extremities like fingers and toes. This happens because the body is conserving blood flow, prioritizing the most vital organs over the extremities. It's a sign that the heart is not pumping as strongly as it once did, and the body is preparing to shut down. Alongside these changes, shortness of breath can become more pronounced, even with minimal effort. Simply sitting up or talking might cause them to feel winded or out of breath. A simple task that used to be easy now requires them to catch their breath. You may notice them breathing through their mouth or needing to stop and rest frequently. In some cases, fluid buildup in the lungs can make breathing more difficult, causing a persistent cough or gurgling sounds. For families, watching these changes unfold can be terrifying. It's natural to want to intervene, to push for more oxygen or medications to fix the issue. But the reality is, this is part of the natural process. The body is simply slowing down, and no amount of intervention will reverse this. Instead, the focus should shift to comfort. Providing a cool environment, using a humidifier, or offering small sips of water can ease discomfort. In some cases, medications may help manage symptoms, but the priority is ensuring your loved one is comfortable, dignified, and at peace. Recognizing these signs early on allows you to prepare emotionally and practically for the end. The most important thing you can offer isn't medical treatment, it's comfort, presence, and love. When breathing slows and circulation weakens, it's a reminder that the time remaining is precious. It's time to be there, to offer reassurance, and to create an environment where they feel safe and supported. In these final moments, what matters most is not the quantity of time left, but the quality of the love and peace you can provide. We truly value your thoughts and feedback, and we'd love to hear from you. If you're finding this content helpful or insightful, please leave a comment below and let us know where you're watching from. It's always amazing to see how our community is spread across the globe, and hearing your personal stories and experiences really helps us connect. We're also really interested in hearing your thoughts on the topics we've covered today. Have you noticed any of these signs in a loved one? What advice or tips do you have for others who may be going through something similar? Sharing your experiences can not only help others, but it also creates a space for support and understanding within our community. If you have any questions, or if there's something you'd like us to dive deeper into in future videos, feel free to share that as well. We want to ensure that we're creating content that's meaningful and helpful for you. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way, you won't miss out on our next video, which we'll be releasing tomorrow. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content, and we truly appreciate it. Thanks for being here with us.